like that word retirement, so we were talking after. You know, I would just rather, I prefer people just come out and just tell it like it is and say, hey Trev, how's unemployment? It's basically what it is. I'm 39 years old and way too young to retire, so, but I have to tell you, there is some good things about leaving the game of hockey. There's not a lot because it was a game I loved, and I loved what I was doing, and playing in Vancouver was really cool, but you know, I went from being a very old hockey player to being a reasonably young guy out in the business community, so that's been a nice change, and don't have to worry about going to the rink and looking in the mirror, seeing a few gray hairs and wondering what the coach will think, so, you know, wondering, you know, is this guy getting older, not having to read in the paper about Linden, the grizzled old veteran. You know, so those have been pluses, definitely. You know that you know, since I've left. So back to the business at hand and the world coming here in February of 2010, and you know what an opportunity for our city and our province and our great country. I think that for me, I'm super excited about the games coming because I'm proud of Vancouver and I just think it's an incredible opportunity to welcome the world and show the world what we're all about here in Vancouver. And you know, I think that that's more than what the games are and the Olympics. It's about welcoming the world. So that's what I'm most excited about. And you know, when you put on such a monumental event like we are here, and certainly I know the challenges Van Ock face, and after speaking with John Furlong, and you know, it's all overwhelming to me. And I think that in speaking with John and realizing what we're all kind of up against, it's about, you know, and you wonder, what's it going to take? And I think the biggest thing that I can say and see is that it's going to take a great deal of teamwork. And I think that, you know, for you folks here, I mean, this is the place that people are going to land from all over the world, and it's going to be their first interaction with what we're all about in Vancouver. And obviously, this being the most beautiful airport in the world, I think we've got a great opportunity to make an incredible impact. So, you know, when I look at this team in front of me, I obviously know that each individual is part of a smaller team out there, and I think that, you know, and it begs the question, you know, what makes a good team? And, you know, most of us think automatically teams as sports, and that's natural. It's fair, but in every facet of our lives, you know, we're working within teams and partnerships, and you know, whether it be at the office or in the boardroom or at home within our family life. I mean, we're involved in teamwork, and I've had the opportunity to play on many teams. Some have been good, some have been not so good, and you know, as I reflect back, you know, you get down to thinking, you know, what makes a good team, and I guess the easy answer is it's great teammates, and I think the same characteristics that make, you know, a good hockey teammate would make a good work teammate. And I think you have to ask yourself on occasion, am I a good teammate? And I think for me, in looking at things, the three most important things when it comes to teammates has been humility, the ability to work extremely hard, and most importantly, in my opinion, is to walk into a room and be able to check your ego. And I've had the great opportunity through my career to play with some of the greatest players in the game, whether it be through the World Championships, the World Cup of Hockey in '96, and most of all the games in Nagano in '98, which you know, was a huge thrill and honor. And after playing with all these great players, the one guy that really sticks out in my mind is a guy by the name of Steve Yzerman. And you know, here was a superstar player that was so down to earth, and he treated his teammates with the most respect, regardless of their status. And I was a guy that was, you know, not certainly at the level of some of the other guys, but he was so good to me. And most of all, he worked his butt off, and he was able to walk into a room and recognize and do and prepare to do whatever it took to get the job done. And you know, when you know, I've seen it many times in NHL locker rooms where guys, you know, they will, you know, not want to do things, or I'm not going to do that role, I'm not prepared to do that because it's not part of my job description. And you know, I'm sure you've seen it, you know, examples of this in your job, day-to-day life and everything. And what an amazing example Steve set for me and for the teams I played on, because you know, when things got tough, he was willing to do whatever it took. I mean, here was a guy that was, you know, on the power play, top line, star player, but if he was asked to kill penalties, or asked to check, or asked to be, you know, a smaller role, he was totally accepting of that. You don't see that all the time, and you know, as you guys prepare for the World coming, you know, I encourage you all to think of, you know, what makes a good teammate? How can I be a better teammate? How can our team function better? And I can only imagine there's going to be a lot of challenges you're going to face, certainly, you know, in February. And I know Arrival Day, Departure Day, these are the Super Bowl days of what's going to happen here at YVR. So just to close here, in making our Olympic dreams, you know, come to reality, it's so cool that you guys are going to have such a big impact. And you know, we've got things set up in our favor. We've got the most beautiful airport in the world. I love it every time I come. I actually come early now. I usually come early, but I come early now just to have breakfast or have coffee. Getting off the plane, I like that section where the birds are tweeting and all this. But it truly is. It's incredible because when people get off the plane and see what we have here, and they step outside and see the beautiful scenery and what we're going to offer them, I think they're going to be, you know, really impressed. So I encourage you all to look at how you can be the best teammates, being the Steve Yzerman of teammates, and willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done. So good luck through the Christmas season. Good luck in February, and I'm going to take some questions from Mr. Mansbridge over here.